Hello, everyone. This is Indra Bartona, and welcome to the Positivity Vibe Tribe space. Today's topic is Inspire Gratitude, and it's actually a community space. So, super excited. Okay, hey, we just opened up the space. Hi, Alex. How are you? Okay, we have our co host has just arrived. Welcome to you, Ron. Okay. How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. And yourself?
Truly blessed. How's the music level?
Perfect.
Good. Okay. Fantastic. All right. That's always a important piece. As everybody starts to load up in the space, I want to welcome you all to the Positivity Vibe Tribe space. And now would be a wonderful time to please tweet out the space, everyone. And share it out, because who knows who needs to come and be part of this. Ron, I'm getting a little bit of feedback from you.
I'm sorry.
Oh, thank you. Thanks so much. So what we're doing is we're doing this new thing where we do invite people to please tweet out the space and share it. And Ron chooses somebody towards the end of the space, and we highlight their profile and read it out and share it with the community. And hopefully a lot of people learn about you and what you do. Hey, welcome. AK is in the house. Or I should say Angel. Angel, welcome, welcome. And I see the Beard Whisperer. I see Teresa, Shari. Okay, I see so many wonderful people here. Vicky, Fahid is here. Dash is here. Hey guys, if you want to request to come up as speaker early in the piece, we are going to invite you guys up earlier to talk about this topic of inspiring gratitude very, very early in the piece, because this is a community space. Yay today. So excited to have you all here. Okay, so Ron has, okay, very cool. Ron has loaded us up in the nest with some goodies up there. Oh, hey, Lance and Karen have arrived. Yay, how exciting. It was wonderful to see Lance and Karen, because if Lance is here, Karen is here, right? Love it. Hey, Shrini's here. Welcome. Love seeing all these faces. Quirky Panda's here. That's cool. I like the profile on that. Very, very cool. Yeah, so guys, hey, don't be shy, and especially if this is the first time that you've spoken in a space, this is the space to be in, because we love to hear first-time speakers as well as people who've spoken many times in the space. Hey, welcome, Resilient to Trauma. You're so welcome in the Positivity Vibe Tribe space. It's wonderful to have you all here. Super, super excited. So yes, everybody, please tweet out the space, and let's get more bodies in the space to enjoy this fabulous chat. Okay, so we have, oh yay, and hey everybody, don't forget about our new toy, which is the chat feature. Okay, so you can head down the bottom right hand corner and you see the little bubble, and it's got a number 3 on it at the moment. So you can click on that and have a chat and share something about gratitude, about being excited to be in the space, and connect with everybody else, connect with us. Ron is going to be heading down there and every now and again, right, Ron, and chatting it up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But I have a question. I'm not going to lie, Indra. Ever since we've had the chat, how does one exactly tweet out the space? Because it used to be in that place was that little.
Great question. Okay, so now we have to go up. See that up arrow at the top? On the top right-hand side, there's like an up arrow.
Mm-hmm.
So now you can tweet it out by hitting that little symbol. Yeah, so it's a little bit different now because we do have that. And what you could do is I suggest that you copy the link and then just go and do a normal tweet and paste that in. I think that's the easiest route.
Yes, that's what I've been doing.
Yeah. Okay.
Great. Thank you,
Yes.
Indra.
Yeah, that's a really great point. So happy that you asked that because it's not as straightforward now that we have the chat feature. So yes, thank you so much for that reminder. So everybody head up to the top right where you see the arrow up, and I always think copy the link, and then just when you copy the link, you just hit that little emblem, and then you go back to your page and how you normally send out a tweet, and then you just hit that little you hit the page again, just you touch it where you would normally be typing, and it just copies the space card. And really, you don't even have to post any comment, just add that, and that's beautiful. So thank you so much. And I see everybody, everybody's already into the chat. I love this. Oh my gosh. You guys are so wonderful, saying hi in there in the chat. Hello to all you beautiful people in there. Loving it. So yes, I've just gone in there, and I know that. Oh, I know. Well, actually, Ron already beat me to it. Ron, I don't know how you got it.
I couldn't help it. I had to get it. I had to get
I
in
know.
there. Had to get it.
I know. It's sort of like this fun thing now that we just have this chat feature, and love it. And then, did anyone else notice before we start our official show that we also have the clips down the bottom? The little pair of scissors. Ron, did you notice that?
I noticed that, and I was on another, not this one, but when I was on Bunsen and Beaker last night, I thought that if I hit that, it would mess something up. But no, it's no danger of doing that. But I think that's fantastic.
Right? It is so much fun. So, guys, if there's something that you think, oh, okay, I really want to capture this, you guys can actually play with that clip feature because we have it as part of our space. So while you're in the space, if there's something that you think, I'd like to capture that, then you can actually play around with that clip feature, and it just takes a little clip of the conversation. So Ron, I want you to play around with that today, and so then next time you can kind of share with everybody some tricks, or even later during the space.
Sure, absolutely.
Perfect. Okay. So we are getting ready to start this show on the road. Everybody's loading up. Hey, I see so many more friends. Hey, Tracy is here. Welcome, Tracy. Gratitude Junkie. Oh my gosh. Being in love. So many wonderful people are here in this space. I'm just loving it. So let's hit the music, or at least take it down a notch. It's like a dance club over here.
Right. I was dancing.
I
That's
know.
for sure.
It's just like that. It's just got that vibe, that groove. But since it's
I'm telling you,
since it's a community space, let's just kind of leave it low in the mix. How does that sound? Is it good at a low level?
It sounds great to me.
Okay, because
just a low level. That's
yeah,
fine.
and we just want to vibe around a little bit with this music. So we are ready to make an official start to this space, everybody. Okay. Welcome to the Positivity Vibe Tribe space. Oh my gosh, I just love you all. I'm seeing all these beautiful faces in here. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this space where today we are talking about inspiring gratitude in this community space. Wow. So I'm Indra Bartona, a producer in the film and television industry and a TV host. Originally from the Gold Coast, Australia, lived in London for several years, and now based in Los Angeles. A little bit of background on Positivity Vibe Tribe. I started my YouTube channel in June last year with a positive vibe lifestyle theme, and Positivity Vibe Tribe became my personal brand that supported the theme. Positivity Vibe Tribe Twitter Spaces is a natural evolution to bridge the gap between all social media platforms and bring them to life with conversations about living a positive life. And most importantly, full engagement from all of you. PVT Spaces talks about the topics of abundance mindset, self-care, gratitude, mindfulness, law of attraction, meditation, affirmations, and so much more. And I am joined by my co-host, Ron Perry, who's a musician and a podcaster. Plus, he's the chief moderator of the moderator tribe in the Positivity Vibe Tribe.
That's right. And I don't know about you, but this is about gratitude today,
Yes,
right, Indra?
yes.
And I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for this time, and I'm grateful for this space always.
Wow, that's a beautiful kickoff, Ron. I love it. Amazing, amazing. There is so much energy in this room because of all of you. And I just want to start off with everybody here in this space, if you can. I know some people are busy doing things, but if you can set off an emoji for feeling gratitude, set them off. Light this room on fire, everybody. Yes, I love it. Love it. Awesome. Yes, because there is so much to be grateful for. And I feel like if we focus on everything that we already have, and I think that's the real secret, is just to be focused on everything that we have. Now, there's a couple of goodies up in the nest, and then I'm going to start. I'm going to throw it over to Ron for your thoughts on gratitude. But first of all, up in the nest, when I talk about the nest, it's the dots above Ron's head. Up in the nest, you can scroll back and forth on those. And the very first thing up the top there is, oh yes, I'm so excited about this announcement. I have super followers, and it's a VIP monthly paid subscription. So this is super exciting, and we did kick off our first super follower space the other week, and it was really fun. And what I do is I talk about exclusive content in those spaces, and I also share exclusive videos on a first share basis with the super followers. We're talking about, it was basically an Ask Me Anything space about my modeling career, my TV hosting, my TV and film career and experience in my current movie. And then also it even kind of went over into the spiritual area, and we even got into a bit of health and nutrition, healthy living. It was a lot, Ron.
Wow, that is a lot. That is a lot. That's a long resume too, Indra.
I know. It is for considering. So then the next thing I want to be actually very grateful for up in the nest is thank you to our sponsors for this show, Wordsmith Pakistan. For everything that you do, you create amazing content for social media and beyond. So thank you to them. And then also there is up in the nest, there's a link to the Positivity Vibe Tribe community. So we are over 6,500 members strong and growing. I'm so grateful for you guys, because what a beautiful community. And many of you here are in that community and sharing the most beautiful posts and supporting each other. And oh my gosh, it just warms my heart every time I open that page. And then there's a couple of goodies up there. There's a Living with Gratitude video that I created. It's my take. It's under 10 minutes. So maybe check that out. And then there's the bonus partner, which is the gratitude meditation, also under 10 minutes. So would love you to check those out. And if it resonates with you, really appreciate your subscribe to my YouTube channel, because it is still in a growth phase. So enough of the commercials, and I see that we have our partners. Bunsen and Beaker have just arrived in the space. Welcome, welcome. Appreciate working with you guys. They have the most amazing spaces on. They have sci-fi discussions on science. They also have wonderful, warm pet spaces. And it is incredible. I attend all of them, and there is a special one that's going to be on tomorrow, an added bonus. So we'll make sure that goes up to the nest later, or in the chat, both, so you can find them. So wonderful to see you guys. So Ron, let's kick off this inspirational journey with gratitude.
Okay, yes. And what is gratitude to me?
Yes, love it.
Gratitude, yeah, absolutely. Gratitude for me is first waking up in the morning, realizing I'm still alive, resting in the awareness of my breath, knowing that I exist, and just being thankful for what I have, for my good health. I don't have any chronic pain. And then I come into a space like this. I can look down and see my friend Cecilia. I'm grateful to her. Grateful to our partner Jason, who has this amazing guest that I can go on Wikipedia and learn about, and then ask questions to, and all the other people in this wonderful space that want to share this time with us.
I love that. I love that. I'm grateful just at this moment. I have just received some messages from people in the space. I want to reach out to our dear friend Tracy. He is in hospital at the moment, but he is actually in the space and listening. He's probably going to drop in and out. So just sending him love, light, and blessings from all of us. So amazing that he is listening, and we really appreciate you. And thank you for some other messages here, guys. Yeah, I know you want to come up, and some of you are busy working. So I just want to say appreciate that you dropped a note that you guys are here and are busy working away. So that means the world that you are just here. So let's head over to Lance. And if there's Lance here, it means that there's Karen too. Welcome.
Oh my God, it's so I'm grateful to be here with all of you, our listeners, our speakers, and Indra. Thanks so much, and also Noble Ron. Always great to be in the Positivity Vibe Tribe presence. Here's Karen.
Hello, Indra, and everyone else, Ron, and
Hello, Karen.
Hello,
Hello,
other
Karen.
listeners. Hello. I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say today as a speaker, Ron, on gratitude. I am so grateful to be here with all of you, and especially with Lance, of course. But uh, gratitude, oh my goodness, where to begin? Um, I can have a gratitude attack for most days. It's just from the first thing in the morning, even before my feet hit the floor, I'm saying things like to my creator for the gratefulness of the day and all the blessings in it. So thank you so much, everybody. Have a wonderful day. And yeah, that's shut up now.
I'm here, Indra.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much, Karen.
You're
We're sending
welcome.
you love, light, and blessings always.
Yeah.
And right back at you, my dear. Go ahead.
So, anyways, Indra, what I'm truly grateful for now, there's a difference between being grateful and then being truly grateful. So the difference is you can be grateful or say it. We used to have a lot of people say that they're grateful for something, and I wrote down you don't get gratitude by talking about it, but you get it by gratitude by its own showing into its own action. So the truly grateful part, it ends up being a shift. So it's like when you're talking about when you're taking that gratitude into the truly grateful action. I also have a truly grateful gratitude rock that I carry around with me my whole entire day. It goes in my pocket. I lay it out at night, but our subconscious mindset never ever shuts off. So even at 3 o'clock in the morning when I'm going to the washroom, I start doing my gratitude list of grabbing that gratitude rock and put into what I'm truly grateful for. And I was, even when my feet touched the ground, same as Karen, I'm truly grateful for Positivity Vibe Tribe and all of its global members that are in it. as you said, Indra, we put the vibe in the tribe.
Yeah.
Love that. Love the vibe in the tribe. Yes.
Yes.
Sounds like, okay, we're not going to turn up the music because I can feel the dance coming on.
I'm already dancing.
Love it. Love it. I love it when you put that vibe into it at the end,
Yes.
or even at the beginning. No, I really love the idea of a gratitude rock, because sometimes, as you mentioned, Lance, we have so much going on in our minds at any one time. I mean, this is just it's just the state of the human condition. So, as I see it, it's easy from moment to moment to shift and focus on something different and maybe move away from gratitude. But I almost feel like if we can start something, or have that habit, like you have the rock. So, oh, I see the rock here. Okay, the rock's right near my bed even. I'm waking up at whatever it is. Oh, that reminds me, I need to be grateful. So something that is that maybe you have that pulls you back to that grateful state. For some people, even they journal about gratitude, and that helps them to sustain, on a daily basis, bringing ourselves back. You also mentioned about feeling grounded, because sometimes it's easy to be like, oh, I'm so grateful, and then kind of float off into the ethos, right? And not
Right.
be grounded, because it's when we have those 2 feet on the ground and that we are connected to the earth, that this actual feeling of gratitude is very stabilizing between both feet, almost like you're balanced. You stand, you feel balanced, you take some deep breaths, and then you can say, even out loud to yourself in the morning or in the evening, or both, what am I grateful for? Or I am so grateful for, and just kind of say it to yourself and feel grounded. Is even sometimes really powerful, which is, you talked about actions, bringing it into an action, like the action of looking at the stone or picking up the stone and connecting with the feeling. So that inspired me to share that this action of actually standing with both feet on the ground, taking some deep breaths, and just saying, I am so grateful for. And it's great if you don't have too many neighbors right too close, because I know because sometimes you could be like, I am so grateful for, and if you have neighbors and the window is open, maybe not, but not so loud. Right.
One time I did have my neighbors on the balcony right next to me. I had no that they're even there, and I was actually writing on my gratitude list for the day, and they turned around and they said, "Hey, Lance, what do you mean gratitude?" So it struck up a conversation, and they said, "Heck, why don't you come over and explain it?" So it gave me that golden opportunity, those little nuggets of gold that turn into great big golden bars in the day. But yeah, breathing, everything that you're mentioning, Indra, is just like this great. It almost feels like when we're truly grateful for our own existence, and we change that, we change our lives, we reinvent our lives to become something better. It doesn't just feel like a little bit of gold. It now feels like we've quantum leaped their life into a brand new existence.
Absolutely. And each moment is actually a quantum leap into the new, into the future. When you think about that, it is inspiring. We can't be certain about what the future holds, and the future could be the very next moment in our life. But one thing we can be certain of is our moment and our present moment. And I feel like when we are truly grateful, and I'm not just saying, okay, let's just write down a list, right? I'm saying connection between your heart and really feeling the emotions of gratitude. When you can open yourself up to that and then connect with what it is. So you actually have a feeling in your body, in your heart. And sometimes it's easier to connect to that if you close your eyes and
Absolutely.
right? And just say, what am I truly grateful for? And see what the answer is when it comes back. Ron, jump in.
Yes, I was just going to say, I know Karen said that she's constantly saying thank you to her creator, and for me, that environment that induces that is being out in nature. When I'm out in nature, I'm always constantly thanking my creator for all the beauty I see and feel. And also gratitude, a lot of people want to kind of bury bad memories or bad experiences, but we need to be grateful also to those bad experiences too, because they've made us to who we are today. So I'll always take that into account as well. And I'm grateful for the failures and grateful for whatever kind of experiences that are negative, but have shaped me into who I am today.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
That is amazing,
That's
because
amazing, Ron.
that is lessons that have been learned, and that does mold us. That our experiences mold us, and how we react and how we form from those experiences. So that is truly amazing, and to reflect on that, because everything is a part of us, a part of our essence. Angel, welcome. Lovely to see you.
Hey, it's great to see you too. And I love this topic so much. I was so excited seeing it. And I always appreciate the positivity vibe tribe. I actually had a comment on the gratitude topic, if it's okay.
Love it. Please share.
So I think that a lot of times that when it comes to gratitude, one of the amazing things is that we do seem to like take so much for granted, and we don't realize it until we get to a point where, either we lose it or there's a possibility of losing it. Then we realize to be grateful for it. Um, and I think that, like, every day, making sure that you remind yourself how thankful you are, even for the smallest things. I actually am on a heart monitor right now. I got diagnosed with long COVID. So my heart's in bad shape. There's so much that's been limited that I can actually do. Um, and I realized, like, after I had gotten diagnosed, just how much I had taken for granted, and I wasn't grateful for like a lot of the stuff that I was able to do. So now, like, finding this news, only am I reminding myself exactly how grateful I am that, even though there are things that are wrong, I'm glad that there weren't. I'm grateful that it could be worse, and I'm not in that spot yet. And I'm also grateful for all the opportunities that I have available to me. And I've been going and stepping out of my shell, and things that I wouldn't necessarily have thought of doing before. I am now, like, just jumping in and doing it. So I think that one of the best things is just to be grateful that we're able to breathe, that we're able to be healthy, and be grateful that we have, like, a roof over our heads, and be grateful for the small things, because the small things really do add up, especially when you find out that you may not be able to do as much as you were able to do before.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Angel. I was talking with the mic muted. Oh my gosh, that's so me. Um, I just firstly want to send you so much love, light, and healing from this entire tribe, and all the tribe members that aren't here at this moment but are in the community. We all send so much love, light, and healing energy, and just good vibes and prayers your way. And that is truly inspiring, what you just shared. And I'm I'm just really taken back, because you are my friend, you are business as usual. You booked me for your podcast interview for the weekend. I mean, this is inspiration at its best, everybody. I had no idea. She's just business as usual. She's doing everything, and incredible. That is so incredible. And you're just you're just so incredible.
I'm so excited having you on the podcast, like, really, honestly, because the positivity vibe tribe, I was telling people when I first got diagnosed, it was because I had not only was having medical issues, but like a lot of depression. I kept people, I'm like, I wish that there was a place that just it wasn't negative, negative, negative. All the, like when we look at Twitter and we look at everything, like we're so leaning on all the stuff that we don't have, all the stuff that like is going wrong. And that's why like I kept telling people, I'm like, I just want a place where it's positive, it's good news, and that like, you know, we're grateful for like the stuff that's going on that we do have, like what we have accomplished. And I told people, I've been telling people all the time, I'm like, you should come to the Positivity Vibe Tribe, because it's the one place that I know where like we don't, there is just so much positivity and support. And it's seriously been one of the things that kind of helped me pull through when I'm really having like a hard time finding that like light that helps me keep going each day. But I did realize when I got diagnosed, it is business as usual, because what I realized is that instead of going and sitting down and letting this take over my life and just like kind of hide in a corner somewhere, I realized that what I'd rather be doing is getting as many people's voices be heard as possible, getting the people who deserve it to be out there. And it just, for me, like I'd rather it inspire me to push harder to get things done than to be stuck in one spot. Like physically, I'll probably at some point have to be on disability, and I realize that that's a possibility, but in that I'm going to be able to really try to get my career going at home. And it'll give me a chance. It's actually, honestly, there are things I'm grateful for in having this, because I'll be able to stay home to take care of my kids. I'll be able to get more family time, and I'll be able to get more time to be able to really make connections with good people and to be able to help them out too. So I just want to tell you I love and appreciate your group, and I'm really super excited to have you on. It's going to be so much fun.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Angel, for that. That was beautiful. And oh, I know Ron's got some thoughts to add to that
Yes,
too.
I just wanted to say, Angel, I hope you feel better. You made up you brought up a great point that even though it's horrible to have what you have, but one thing that the pandemic did for me and for many others was to introduce the fact that we don't have to be in an office all the time. We can be at home and work and be productive. And that's what I love the most about it, because the office was always, I mean, you have just, I mean, it's hard to get work done usually because people are, you have all these other employees working, and it was just, you want to be home more. And then the pandemic happened. I thought, wow, this is the best thing that could have happened, that we suddenly find that, or are made to see that we can still be productive at home and spend time with our family and have that time more. But I hope you feel better.
Thank you so much. The good news is the symptoms are like just kind of like my heart is like all over the place, and it's just shortness of breath, and you know, you get dizzy and stuff. So it's just limited exertion. But I it was crazy too, as I told people, like the reason why like I had actually been vaccinated twice, but because I had gotten it back originally when it first was out, like getting a test was almost impossible. I didn't get a test until 5 months after I had it. So like I did all the steps and stuff to try to keep myself good, but I'm really hoping that I can really try to give as much support to people, others who are going through this too, because I don't think that like I think that there's a lot of people who probably are going through this and just don't realize like that there are others that are out there with them. So um, I'm really hoping that there are people who can get support for this if they have it too. But I really, really appreciate your thoughts on it too. And I think you're absolutely right. I think that it's really good for people. I know it's hard for people to stay home sometimes because they're so used to being out. But I think that it's going to be great for families to be able to be able to spend more time together, and they can have more time with their kids, and they can have that kind of luxury to be able to really bond with their families more.
Absolutely. And any support you can give to others, that's beautiful. And and kudos to you for doing that.
Absolutely, Angel. Thank you so much for being such a. I can only think of the word that I can think comes to mind now is just such a like superhero to us all. Like you have turned a a very kind of serious situation into something that you're just going to push forward. And like I said, I was just blown away just, a couple minutes ago that you were just doing and doing. And that is incredible. What an amazing example to all of us. And particularly your mindset is the thing that, it sounded like you had to deal with a lot and process a lot, and now you've just come out to this other side where actually you can be supportive to others and help them along the path. And well, you know what, we are so grateful for you, truly, just being here and also being such a positive force in the Positivity Vibe Tribe in since the early days. A lot of people here have joined the actual community, fairly recently, but you were here way last year, when it first started. So, and you've also been a wonderful guest interview quite a few times in the Positivity Vibe Tribe. So, thank you for your support. And it's just wonderful to hear this. It just makes us all feel grateful for you being here right now. So we're here for you, Angel, as always. So
thank you, and I'm grateful for you guys too. I think that I don't think that I feel like the Positivity Vibe Tribe has brought so much, not only positivity, but definitely reflections on things. There's so many people who have turned negatives into positives, especially in the community. I love being in there because I've actually I've gone and shared some posts that people have made because it really brightened my day. And I think that what you've created here is probably something that I think all of Twitter needs and all of social media needs. And hopefully others can follow in your footsteps, in the sense that hopefully it'll help them as well be able to share that positivity into the world. And maybe we can make an impact to maybe bring people more away from the negativity and more into the positivity. So I love your brand. It's awesome.
thank you so much. So much gratitude. Oh my gosh. I'm just so blessed. I feel so blessed. And I'm going to go to the next speaker now and stay here, stay in the space, Angel, because we want to hear from you. We're going to come back as we go around the room again. So I want to welcome Beth. Welcome, Beth, to the Positivity Vibe Tribe. It's lovely to have new speakers in the space. And guys, if you haven't spoken in the Positivity Vibe Tribe space, get up here as a speaker. We want to hear your vibe, okay? Welcome, Beth. Beth, you actually have to hit the mic button to release the mic for you down the bottom on the left.
Maybe she's having technical difficulties.
Mm-hmm.
Beth,
Okay.
It may help, Beth, if you leave the space and come back and request the mic again if you're having troubles.
Yes, because we'll bring you straight back up if there's some sort of technical issue. I know that they do get stuck sometimes, and it even happens even with our co-hosts sometimes. So.
Yes.
We have to leave and come back, and
right.
there's all sorts of weird things that go on in these spaces. Our apologies. I want to point everybody over to the fun that's going on over in the chat. This chat feature, which is the bubble on the right-hand side on the bottom. Wow, people are going crazy up in the chat. I love it. Thank you. Oh, I've got to read this out to you, Angel. It's from Lance. Thank you, Angel. I hope that you feel better. You are not alone. Karen and I are COVID-19 survivors and thrivers. Love that. My mum is in ICU even. Karen is still alive and kicking. Oh, love that, Karen. Your vibrance is incredible to all of us. Karen and I have been getting a lot done. It gave us a big golden opportunity to do more, meaning in COVID. Oh, I love that. Thank you for sharing that inspiration. So, Angel, that was a special message to you. Oh my gosh, I love the visual that Bunsen and Beaker just posted. Quantum leap. Okay, that comes from definitely from the scientist
Yeah.
aspect that these things are possible. Oh, okay, I'm going to read this from Lucy Consulting. I try to be truly grateful for everything I am, here, and will be. When I want something, I give it gratitude as though I have received it, and I teach my kids the same. Oh, wow. Now, that is a beautiful lesson to us all, because when we can get into that mode that Lucy just shared, we can actually draw things towards us, more good things towards us. It's incredible. It's like a magnet, as if the universe actually hears our thoughts and our heart and just sends more over to us. Somehow that happens in the quantum field, according to many of the experts on, say, that I've read about, Bob Proctor's friends and Dr. Joe Dispenza and all these amazing people that are in these fields. I do not have the science background that understands that, but they have certainly explained it. And I don't ask me to repeat it, please,
Right.
everybody. there's no way, but I love all of that stuff. Thank you, everybody, for just getting crazy up in the comments down the bottom there. I'm actually going to go back again every now and again, and I know that Ron's in there. Okay, so Beth, do you want to have another try to be able to speak?
Hello, how are you, everyone?
Oh, we're truly having a wonderful discussion here. You're so welcome to be here, Beth.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to share something um, regarding AK. I hope you feel better, and I want to let you know that it will get better, it won't get worse. Because once you are positive, you will receive everything positive, and your body is affected with everything, with your words, with what you're thinking. And I've seen by my own eye, and I've known people who had severe cases, and everything switched just when they switched their thinking.
That is so beautiful, and I definitely agree. I had the really bad version of it, I think, back in 2020, and then I had it again back in late 2021. But I definitely am eager. I joined support groups in Facebook, and I was so thankful to find out that there are some people, even though they have long haul like I do, that they were able through like a positive mindset and just pushing themselves a little bit each day, they were able to almost fully recover. So I'm definitely going to be here in the Vibe Tribe to definitely bring the positivity and motivation. And I think that this place is incredible, and hopefully, I'll be able to get close to back to normal as soon as possible. But thank you so much. I really do appreciate it, and I want to give you virtual hugs because you're awesome.
Thank you. No, I'm very sure that you will get better. I've seen worse cases. Just switched everything 180 degree. And for everybody who's listening, I hope you all have a beautiful day. In where I'm saying it's late now, it's gonna get 8 p.m. But for everybody, there's a thing that I'm doing right now. I've been doing it since 2004, but now I feel like after COVID, people really need to stop watching the news. Just ignore it. Whenever it pops up, just put do not recommend. Because once hear everything negative day after day after day, it will cause people to have anxiety. It's normal because you're putting yourself vulnerable in this environment. There's a book I read. It's called The Theory of Pistachio. I don't know if it's translated in English, but it's an Arabic book. There were, I don't know if anybody heard about the prisoners in Korea, the American prisoners, that they were in a good prison, and when they every day they give them negative news, and the other prison they would torture the people, and their death rate was higher in the good, air quote, prison, because they were exposing them to bad news day after day after day, and this would put them in such a negative mindset. So if I have an advice to anyone I could, give today, is just stop watching the news. Just don't listen to anything about news, or you know sorry, about COVID or whatever new disease they bring it to us. Because if you would think about it, in the history of mankind, when they recorded it, it was like 4,000 years, and only 200 something years that was with no wars. So can you imagine? So listening to some country with war, I'm not like um trying to make it sound like we should not care, but we should also care about our mental health, and know that since uh, human race existed, this was going on. And if you worry about everything that happens, you need to worry about yourself, because your little self need to be taken care of, and not everything you can carry on top of your head, because we can just take care of ourselves and
Sorry,
our
sorry.
little community.
Thanks so much, Beth. I think you brought some wonderful points about not having too much negativity and actually being discerning about what we're watching. I think there is a balance that we need to find within ourselves, and for everybody, that is going to be different. With okay, I want to be informed on one hand, but do I need to be overwhelmed, with so much of this? Okay, I know what the situation is. I'm taking care of myself with my health and doing all the things I should be doing. So that's probably enough for today. It's, I've got my feed, right? I know what's happening in the world, and okay, for the rest of the day, I need to focus on myself, on my career, on my family, on my health, on my fitness, on all these other things that we have to do in life. So I think that's a really great thing. And what I did want to say to Beth and to everybody in the space, there is an ongoing theme here. Now, John, can you keep your mic on mute? Thank you. And I'll bring you up next. Thank you. I'm not quite finished here. So what I did want to say, which was really interesting, is the ongoing theme is so many of the people in the wellness circle are speaking the same tune. I was listening to an interview with Lewis Howes and Anthony Robbins, and they're all saying the same thing: to be discerning with what you are putting into your mind, what you're absorbing. The news, too much of the news, and a really good point that they were both saying and making is that the news is to get attention, to get likes, to get clicks, to get watching, right? It's not about helping us in any way. It's not what it used to be. So if they did, it would just be okay. It would be stopping, at some point where instead of trying to create this fear within us. So I think I know that there's something going on, and there's competition between each different news channel on who can shock you the most. And it would just be great if they just kind of leveled out and just told us what the facts are, and not, trying to create something and so much. So there's this ongoing theme in that health and wellness area that Beth, you mentioned, that we need to have less of it, because it's causing us to have stress. And stress in the body, as we all know, is like when that cortisol level kind of rises. And so we may not even be aware of it. It sort of creeps up on us. Oh, and we think we're just driving and we're listening to that. Well, maybe we need to listen to a podcast, or maybe we need to listen to some inspiring music instead. I'm just talking about some choices, because it's also not easy for any of us to feel inspired with gratitude. And this is where I'm going. I'm coming back full full loop, everybody. It's hard for us to be feeling inspired with gratitude when we're running on stress and our cortisol is through the roof. It's just a known fact. And I know it for myself. If I'm feeling stressed or concerned about something or worried, it's hard for me to tap into that gratitude mindset and to feel it. I can write it all I want in my journal. I can write, I am grateful, and I know logically. Okay, so I know, but there's a separation between what I'm writing and what I'm feeling in my heart as emotions. I'm writing because logically I know, oh, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that, I'm so grateful for this moment, but I'm not connected to it. So that was my point, that I wanted to pick up on what Beth had said, is that we almost have to set the right conditions for ourselves to experience gratitude, really, and truly to be able to feel that feeling of gratitude, to open ourselves up, because we are feeling beings. We're emotional, we're spiritual, and we are all pure energy. All of us here, look around this amazing room of people. We are energy, and energy is what the universe is made up of. It's just magic. It really is, when you think about it. And I'm no quantum expert, but whenever I do look at some of the basis of what they're talking about, of how we're made up of atoms, and how the universe and particles and dust and everything else, I mean, it is just mind-blowing how incredible we are. But on the very basis, we have these feelings, we have these emotions. And so we want to find, how can we inspire ourselves with gratitude, and how can we inspire others? I think this is kind of like the essence of this discussion today, is often if we can inspire ourselves, it's almost infectious, that feeling of the gratitude to others, because it's almost like, oh, okay, I want some of that. What are they doing? What are they feeling? And it just is, well, again, it ignites everybody else to a level of, I could be grateful for that too. And what I've shared also in some of my videos is, sometimes, when you're feeling okay, so you're not really connected and there's so much going on and you're so busy or crazy with life, just start with the smallest thing. You're drinking a cup of coffee in the morning. Enjoy that, and enjoy the fact that we are these incredible beings. And just to sit there with your cup of coffee and smell it, taste it, see it, get the senses involved if you are struggling with this gratitude thing. And this is something that has worked for me. I've actually applied this and it's worked. And I've shared it with other people too. And they've said it works. Start at the simplest thing. And when you get your visual, the taste, I even did this exercise with watermelon, with a juicy fruit, and you can hear yourself crunching into it. The visual, the more senses that you can start with sometimes when you are feeling, I'm not so inspired about gratitude at this moment. Do a little exercise like that with yourself, and you might be surprised at how, when you focus, and actually what I'm talking about is being mindful on a activity that will inspire and connect to you, back to you again, the real you, because we can get so away from ourselves that it's hard to feel inspired about gratitude. So that's what I did want to share. Ron? jump
Yes, I
in?
just want absolutely. I wanted to say, like you said, we are energy, and I do believe that we cannot. Therefore, we cannot be. We weren't created. I mean, we can't be destroyed, basically. And when I think about energy, we have these finite bodies, these finite things, but then I think about just the essence of someone and how they can be full of energy. And I'm just thinking about Gloria, who just entered the room, and she is just a ball of energy that just kind of shines over Twitter, and we all have a certain vibrancy, and we want to have those thoughts and feelings that make us vibrate on a higher level. And I can't think of anyone more than Gloria and some of the others in here, Cecilia. And it's just a great thing to be grateful for. And I love it.
Thank you so much, everybody who is in the room, and for bringing your energy into this room. Love it so much. It's really an amazing discussion on gratitude, and this is a community space. So if anybody would like to request the mic to come up, you are so welcome to speak and share on gratitude and inspiring gratitude, either in yourself or in others or both. I think it's almost it's an automatic when we do inspire gratitude within ourselves. It automatically just rubs off onto others. There is no denying that. Shari, welcome to the Positivity Vibe Tribe. What are your thoughts on inspiring gratitude?
Well, good afternoon. Actually, I'm grateful for the news. Um, I think it keeps us informed and in touch with the world. And um, if more people paid attention to, I mean, absolutely always in balance. But we have elections going on, and it's important that we're informed because if more people were informed, this country wouldn't be in the situation it's in, and we need to be informed because otherwise we're uninformed voters. So I just wanted to say that it's important that we pay attention to the news on occasion, and we slice a little bit of time out of our lives to pay attention and be informed voters. But I am so grateful for the space and the energy. um, Feeling better. I'm grateful for the energy that you guys have, and I'm feeling good today. And I thank you for the spaces.
Thanks so much, Shari. There was a little bit of um, interference with what you said. I appreciate everything that you said. We don't really bring any kind of politics into this room of any sort because we want to just form unity and inclusion for everybody and just make them feel comfortable. But thank you so much for sharing that we should be informed, and we do agree that everybody should be informed of everything. So thank you so much for that. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Shari. Okay, let's go to Gratitude Junkie. Hey, welcome to the Positivity Vibe Tribe space. Love to hear your thoughts on inspiring gratitude.
Hey, Indra. Hey, Ron. Thanks so much for having me today. Hello to everyone. You guys are speaking my language today. I absolutely find great benefits in practicing gratitude on a regular basis. I try to inspire people on a regular basis to consider things that they are grateful for. My gratitude practice has really brought me out of some really dark places, and it really does keep me in the light. And so I am a huge advocate of of having either a formal or an informal gratitude practice. I try and practice gratitude as throughout the day. I make it a habit that when I'm making my bed, I just think about things that I'm grateful for and I just say them, whisper them out loud. I create gratitude affirmations each day and just really try and think about not only what I am grateful for, but why I am grateful for that thing and how it can be helpful to me. And so I am a huge, huge, huge proponent of practicing gratitude. I believe that gratitude just kind of helps you to vibrate at a high frequency. And when you are vibrating at a higher frequency, you begin to attract things to you, things like, just love and abundance, and positivity and all of those things. I think that, gratitude helps to build resilience. It's been a huge mood changer. It helps to enhancing relationships. I could go on and on and on about how gratitude has really helped to just really improve and enhance my life. 10 out of 10, definitely recommend. And I think that the best way to inspire anyone to do anything is really to live it and have them see you as a living example of how things actually work. And so I think if you want to inspire anyone to do anything, you could be the best example of whatever that thing is, including practicing gratitude. Yeah, I can't say enough about it. I've got a few activities that I try and practice. I have a gratitude jar that I use, and I just kind of put things in that gratitude jar. I have a gratitude journal that I use. I'm in the process. I'm going to be creating a gratitude wall where I'm going to use some sticky notes and try and create some really cute shapes on the wall of things that I'm just grateful for. And so, I encourage anyone and everyone to adopt a regular gratitude practice. Like I said, even if it's literally just stating the moment you wake up, I'm just glad that my feet are moving. I'm glad that I woke up. Glad that I'm well. I'm just grateful for having a family, grateful for living indoors. All of those things are things that we often take for granted. But just putting yourself in that space is life changing.
That's awesome. I think I always love your posts in the community, but I'm wondering what created this sense of importance for gratitude for you. Was it something that you were taught, or something that you read in a book, or what gave birth to just such a devotion to gratitude?
Yeah, I think it's something that I was taught. I grew up in church, and so I was taught how to pray as a small child, and I was taught that typically when you begin a prayer, that you offer gratitude first before you ask, and so having that as a model has really carried me throughout my life. Like I said, I definitely have been through some things. I have experienced setbacks. I've known betrayal. I've known heartache. And I know one thing for sure is, in order for me to kind of build myself back up, gratitude has been something that has been really, really, really useful, really helpful in my life. But yeah, it started for me as a very young child, and just a way in which that you, before you ask for anything, you should offer something. And when praying, you offer gratitude for whatever you already have before you ask for more. Just an acknowledgement. So yeah.
And how do you, because one thing I have a problem with sometimes, I feel it may be a problem, maybe not, but I will be thankful saying it, but as if it's just the words are coming out, but it's not really my heart. Do you suggest any way to be able to have that gratitude penetrate deeper than just words?
Yeah, well, one other thing that I practice very regularly is I practice mindfulness. I meditate on a regular basis. And so I am a proponent for getting still, if even for 60 seconds. You set your timer for 60 seconds or 3 minutes or 5 minutes or however much time you have, however much time you can sit still. That's a practice in and of itself, being able to sit still. And so I just try and practice on really focusing on the words that I am saying, on my breath, and just getting still and focusing really does help it resonate, rather than just saying something that kind of flows by and, 10 seconds later, you can't remember what you said. And so, yeah, I absolutely recommend getting still to some degree. Like I said, sometimes I'm just making up my bed, which is something I don't have to think about, right? So then I can really just kind of focus on my offering of gratitude. You can do it in the shower, literally. I'm just grateful for my arms. I'm grateful for this soap. I'm grateful that I have warm water. I'm grateful for the way water feels on my body, just those kinds of ways. So whatever it is you're doing, I know that oftentimes people offer gratitude for, what they're eating, for the meal that was prepared and whoever prepared it. And, even some people also offer gratitude to the animal that they're about to consume, for their life. And so just whatever it is you're doing at the time, you can consider that, as something to kind of focus on, to kind of help it resonate for you.
Absolutely. And you talk about mindfulness and talk about meditation. I started that a couple months ago, and what was so surprising to me is that a lot of people, especially if they grow up in the Christian church, they're not taught to meditate or taught that it's important. But I think everyone in the world should be taught to meditate, and to have that calm and stillness. But that's just beautiful. I love it.
Thanks,
Thanks
Ron.
so much.
You know what? If I could say really quickly, the funny thing is we are taught in the Christian church to meditate. There is prayer and meditation. You know what I mean? So I think sometimes we forget about that. Thank you so much, Ron. Thank you so much, Indra.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing. I just want to jump in on something that you were asking about, Ron, about how to connect, because I think this is a really big thing. And I did mention it earlier how um, we all experience that, including myself. I will write because I'm thinking I'm doing a daily practice. So I'll be writing in my journal. I'm being a good little Indra, right? Writing my things out, but I'm not connecting to those things. So intellectually, my mind is not connected to my heart. So this is what I suggest everybody to do. And if you can now, if you can stand, it's even better. This is like 1 or 2 minutes. We're just going to do a really quick exercise that I do that has made a difference to me. So I like to stand and just shake my body around a little bit. And I like to kind of lift my chest up and push my shoulders back a little bit and take some really deep breaths in through the nose into the stomach area, and make sure that you see your stomach rise and fall and back out through your nose. So just at your own pace, all the way in, into your stomach, and slowly back out. And just do that, say 2 or 3 times, really deep breaths, and close your eyes. It helps to close your eyes. So now that you're breathing, and keep the breathing going if you want, it's even better. Think about, what is something that really makes you happy? What is it? And just close your eyes, and maybe you can even visualize it. Is it a loved one coming in the door? Is it when you go to the beach and you're walking and you're feeling the sand on your feet? Is it when you connect to nature? Is it when you go for a walk, you take a pet with you for a walk, and you're feeling vibrant, you're feeling the sun, you're feeling the fresh air? What are those things that just make you feel alive even? They make you feel happy, they make you feel alive, they make you feel joyful. Think about some of those things, and now take that breath in and breathe it into your heart all the way in, and breathe it back out. Okay, now that is how we can get to a state of gratitude. And sometimes it might take you a little bit longer because you're having a very stressful day. You might need some more breaths into your stomach cavity before you can just open your heart chakra area, like around the heart, and connect. But if you really connect, like, what brings you joy? Is it sitting there with your family? Is it sitting in silence in a beautiful place, in your garden, in nature? Is it going for a hike? Is it when you just feel so alive? There's different things that can resonate with us and bring the connection to our emotional level. Find what that is for you. And if you're having a little bit of a difficulty with that in the moment, go back to a memory that brings you so much joy that you're so full that you're almost crying, like tears are almost coming to you in an emotional moment. Because those feelings are so incredible for you. The happiness, the feeling of your heart is so full in that moment of that memory, the intensity of that memory, and stay in that place as long as you want and go back to that memory. And I'm sure there's more things that are incredible and can incite love and joy in your heart. And now you're feeling gratitude and you've just inspired yourself to feel gratitude and open your heart.
That's beautiful, Indra.
Thanks, Ron. It's something that I do when there is that disconnect, because I'm sure I'm not the only one. I hope I'm not the only one that we are such complex beings, and sometimes we just have to take that moment, and it's a couple of moments. It's just a couple of minutes out of your day to do that and to feel connected. So I want to swing back to Lance. Um, have you got any thoughts? Because any last thoughts on this gratitude discussion?
Hi, Adrian. Back. My last thoughts on gratitude here is you can never ever have enough gratitude. It's just like a rainbow. It just keeps on getting shinier and shinier, better and better, brighter and brighter. And it's like once we spread that gratitude out through every person, everyone globally, just look what we can accomplish when we played the big game, never the small game.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Look what we can accomplish. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
With a grateful heart, as opposed to not being connected to a level of gratitude each day. Because it's almost like if you can bask in the sunshine, then you can bask in the gratitude. Okay, that's some of my last
Absolutely.
thoughts. My last thoughts for the day: bask in the sunshine, and okay, go and bask in the gratitude. And sometimes we just really need to dose ourselves up and inspire ourselves
Mm-hmm.
on that journey. And it is a journey, and because look, there is nothing wrong with anybody if they are having a very turbulent spell and they're not able to connect to the gratitude because there's so much going on at the moment. And that's where you just have to give yourself some patience and kindness, because you have gratitude. It's just that there's a lot going on the surface. So you just have to be patient. And when the moment comes, when you can take some deep breaths and focus on that memory, on those memories, on the things that really connect to you, that give you that inspiration back, that is a gift to yourself. Truly, that is an incredible gift to yourself. So, yes, that is incredible. I want to, just before we start to close up this space, head up to the nest and just point up all the resources and things that are up in the nest. That thank you so much, Ron, for posting up in the nest. And when I talk about the nest, I'm talking about the dots above Ron's head that you can just scroll across. So first of all, of course, so much gratitude to the super followers that I have now. We had the most fun VIP first space the other week, and of course that is a monthly paid subscription, and it's exclusive content in the space, exclusive first basis of release of videos. And we had such a wonderful journey talking about AMA, Ask Me Anything, on my career in Hollywood and beyond. So that was fun. And then special thank you, speaking of gratitude, to our sponsors, Wordsmith Pakistan, for all that you do, for the beautiful content that you have available. guys, if you need some help with your content creation, Wordsmith Pakistan can help you. And then, of course, join the Positivity Vibe Tribe community. If you're not already a member, I think pretty much everybody in this space is a member. And then also there's a couple of videos there as a resource for you, and they're both under 10 minutes. Living with Gratitude is my journey on gratitude. And then something to get you in the mood is, of course, the gratitude meditation. And there is a bonus. There is actually a gratitude affirmation on my YouTube channel. If you need a little bit more prep or you want to just kind of bask in the gratitude, I really recommend the gratitude affirmation as well to do that. So that's up in the nest. Ron, were you going to jump in?
Yes, I just wanted to first highlight the account we're highlighting today for tweeting out the space, and we are highlighting Quirky Panda POV. Be a better you, think better, live better, be better. And we thank Quirky Panda POV for tweeting out the space and being here. And I just also wanted to say that in terms of gratitude, I think one of the best ways to show gratitude is to always be kind to others, to not judge others. If you find yourself judging someone, give yourself a good talking to, and just be aware of the energy that you hold, and know that the higher vibrations is in love. And that's the one thing we can always count on to be true and honest and good.
Hey, that was wonderful, Ron. Hey, I just noticed that one of our previous guests, Jeremy Jin, just entered. Jeremy, I'm going to put you on the spot. Welcome. We're starting to close up the space, but hey, I would love to hear from you. And I know everybody in the space would love to hear from you if you have any vibrant thoughts. And I know that you do on inspiring gratitude. So if you're able to speak, I know sometimes you're at work and you're not able to speak, but just saw your face there and I thought, if you could come up and speak, we would love it. Love to hear your thoughts on this. Sent you a request, but understand if you are unable. Wow, thank you, everybody. So many wonderful people here. Truly blessed today. And here he is. Hey, Jeremy, welcome.
Indra, Ron, how are you?
We're having
Doing
a ball
well.
here.
Well, I am sorry to come on towards the end of this, but I saw it was taking place and I just had to hop in for a few minutes.
Oh, look, we are happy to invite you up because I saw you there and I thought, oh my gosh, I have to hear insights and thoughts on gratitude. I'm so happy you did join us.
Well, I appreciate that. And, I guess one thing that I will say is one of the things that I've discovered in 47 years on this earth is that one thing that is common to all of us is the experience of challenge and suffering in some way, shape, or form. And nobody looks to run toward that and say, okay, I can't wait, or I hope I get to suffer today. But one of the things that I have found that comes out of learning from challenges, walking through suffering, is that if you are attuned to not wasting the pain, the experience of gratitude for every single blessing we have in our life amplifies. And that's not to, again, say that, be a sadist and go looking for the suffering so you can appreciate and experience gratitude in a stronger way. Rather, it is the experience, the absence of suffering would not allow us to experience the joy of gratitude. And as you know, Indra, I have walked through in the last couple of years several experiences that have challenged my resolve, that have challenged my faith, that have challenged my desire to push through. But gratitude has been the gift, it has been the guide that has allowed me to push through and succeed beyond my wildest dreams.
Absolutely amazing, Jeremy. And I think that's something for us to all remember. I just did actually an exercise that I shared. It was a breathing exercise, and you breathe, and then you think about a memory in your distant, past, or something even recently that you really love, that just brings you joy, it brings you happiness, and might even move you to tears because it's just so powerful. And then to be grateful for that, because I think what you just shared is so real for all of us. We have so much going on, and sometimes there is a lot of turbulence. It could be busyness, turbulence, issues in our career, family struggles, internal struggles, everything else. So it's actually very challenging sometimes to really feel the gratitude. I experience that too, where I'm writing it all down. It's a logical thing. I see it in front of me. There it is, and I'm not feeling it. So I loved what you shared, because it brings us all together, as one, as humans, as we all are experiencing these things. And when we can reflect on that and reflect on the silver lining of that experience, that it's made us stronger, that we've learnt so much from coping with that as well. And that's the thing that I remember when we've had you on several times in the Positivity Vibe Tribe, you shared a lot has been learned from going through certain things in your life, Jeremy.
Yeah, this experience, this journey that we're on together, it is something that we can make our best laid plans, but what I'm convinced of more than anything is that one of the areas, like as I've experienced suffering, and as I've experienced gratitude, it has helped me love people better. It's helped me show up stronger, and identify with people that are experiencing that level. Maybe they're going through a dark place right now, but it's also helped me point them towards the power of gratitude. And I don't know that I could have done that as powerfully as I can now had I not gone through some of the things I've gone through.
Absolutely. That was a really nice summation of that. That there is power in reflection and self-reflection as well, and often we can even think about the silver lining of moving to the other side of that, because things could have been much worse for us, and I think we don't understand that things can be much worse, but we should be grateful that we moved on. We worked with the struggle, with the hardship, with the event, with whatever it was at that moment, and here we are, surviving another day, and not just surviving, but we want to thrive. Okay, we want to thrive, and that's why I always come back to this principle. Gratitude is a gateway to everything else in our life. It's a gateway to thrive. It's a gateway to be happy. It's a gateway to actually manifest more, to attract more, to be more within ourselves on every single level. So that's why I just get so excited about this topic of gratitude. Hey, I noticed that our friend Jessie has popped in. Jessie, did you want to jump in? Did you have a comment about inspiring gratitude?
For sure. Super briefly, I can. For one, I wanted to thank you for hosting the space. These things, they come up pretty often, obviously. Whole Positivity Vibe Tribe is the whole thing for it, right? But for me, I needed the reminder this morning, so it was really nice. It was very serendipitous, and of course, that's part of my whole jam. So thank you, Indra, for hosting such a wonderful space. And to all the other speakers as well. It's been great to listen to, and great to be around, you know what I mean? And if I can share a little pocket theory super briefly, and I kind of wish Doc M was here to hear this one because I feel like he'd love it too. But I recently was doing a lot of thinking about quantum entanglement and stuff like that. And well, because I'm thinking about metaphysics almost all the time. And this same stuff, well, I didn't realize it was, part of the heart chakra and part of the so on and so on. But the same kind of thoughts and same kind of feelings and quantum entanglement is making me feel / start to believe, and again, purely pocket theory, just my own 2 cents, my own opinion, throw it out. You know what I mean? It's worthless. But it's making me start to wonder if thinking about somebody can cause quantum entanglement through your neurons, or through your intentions, through your because we already know law of attraction, law of invocation, all this fun stuff. So if that's true, if and like it's sure as heck seems like it, you know what I mean? Like look at all of the everything, right? All the success stories, all the awesome instances of it, all the even the quantifiable weird science stuff, you know what I mean? So if true, and again, sure seems like it, then I'm starting to wonder if exactly that same thing applies, and exactly the same kind of positivity, the same kind of gratefulness and gratitude and so on applies to the mindset that you can then apply to the quantum entanglement that you accidentally maybe do. Maybe.
I actually think that is a affirmative yes on everything that I've been reading, and everything that I hear from some of the great people in the wellness circle. Dr. Joe Dispenza has a lot of books, and he really goes into the quantum area, and the
Is there anything
science.
you'd recommend?
Sorry?
Would you mind recommending one?
Yes. Let me just go over here. Actually, I'm just trying to find the first one. He's got a lot. He's actually got a lot. And actually, okay, hang on. I need to go to the other book shelf. Bear with me. Hang on. Yeah. Okay, so this one I would recommend first, and it's by Dr. Joe Dispenza, Becoming Supernatural. So that would be the first book, and then you'll see that he's written about 4 other books. And then I sort of think, as long as you read that one first, then the other books, it doesn't really matter. He's got another one is Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, and I think that's a good one to kind of go second. And then there's another one about healing, and then there's another one after that. So, yeah, I highly recommend his books. And then also, even with The Secret, Jesse. Now, Bob Proctor and the gang. Now they really do talk about, quantum physics, and they actually have some quantum physicists in there. And wow, there's just a whole gang of them. Wow. So they actually talk about so much about, even what Buddha would say, talking about, well, thoughts become things. Well, actually, that's the law of the attraction of what you're thinking about, you're creating what you focus on. Even as we know, we manifest, right, from our thoughts, become emotions, and then we take actions. So that in itself is a manifestation.
Yeah, for sure. Manifest
Right.
destiny right off the hop.
So then the other things, how often do things just happen? People walk into your life, phone calls happen. Look at the space, the connections here. So things happen every single day that are on that quantum edge. And I think it's just amazing that we are such amazing beings. I mean, we are made up of, as our partner posted that beautiful post. I'm just going through the, actually, it's in the chat. We are sentient stardust. I'm going to close on that one. That's it. We are sentient stardust. How beautiful is that? Wow, what an amazing space it's been. Jeremy, do you have any last thoughts?
The only thing I would leave with each of you is that, again, life is a gift. And each day that we get to walk in it, we have the opportunity to love, encourage, and bless those that are around us. And that's not based on anyone deserving or being undeserving of it. It's simply because of gratitude for the blessings that we've been given. And if we can live that way, it is going to lead to a life full of joy, satisfaction. And we're going to keep coming back for groups like this where we can encourage and spur one another on. And Indra, as always, I am so thankful for you. for the way you show up to do these. You're loved, and I couldn't be more excited to be with you.
Oh, thank you so much, Jeremy. I got so excited when I saw you pop into the space, and I'm so happy that we could round off the space actually with everything that you're sharing. Wonderful. If you're around tomorrow, do come back tomorrow, Jeremy, because we're going to have another space at 12 p.m. Eastern time. So love to have you if you're around. I know sometimes you're crazy busy, so if you do have a bit of time, please pop in, and we'll have you featured actually if you're as a featured speaker if you are around. Love it. Okay, so everybody, what an incredible journey it's been. I am so full of great gratitude for this moment, for this journey, spending it with all of you. Thank you so much to our co-host, Ron Perry, who's also the Chief Community Moderator. Sounds like an official title, doesn't it? I love it. Thank you to the speakers for your contributions and bringing all these beautiful things to share with us in this inspiring chat about gratitude. I just love it. Mostly importantly, thank you to the listeners, because you guys really do bring your energy and your vibe. And I know that you are crazy busy in your life and you could be anywhere. But hey, you've been here with us. So just love that so much. Oh, and and thank you, Lance. Lance just left the message in the chat. He's coming back to his PVT family tomorrow. Love it. Hope to see all of you from the family here tomorrow. And of course, yes, tomorrow we will be back at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, back for more in the community space, chatting it up. And until then, I'm sending you all love, light, and blessings.